Good afternoon, student. Uh, so already we have started the using Matplotlib library. So we'll discuss further. So already we have started the discussing how we can create array in NumPy using the NumPy library and how we can install different type of library in Python. So today we'll discuss further that how we can create um, any array. So first of all, let me just open the idle window. Already it is open. Just so when we'll work using Matplotlib, so beforehand we have to know few things about the library, other library, just like NumPy libraries and few cases of pandas library as well. So so first of all we'll work with the array using the NumPy library. So how we can create array that we have seen yesterday. So let's again import the NumPy ones. Import NumPy as np. So after importing, we have to just simply using the different methods associated with array. For example, just to if we want to create array, creation of array from list or tuple. So how we can create? In that case, we'll use the array method and p dot array method within NumPy. One method is array present. So I'm taking one list. For example, ls equal to just simple one list 1, comma 2, comma 3, comma 4. This is my list, and another list. For example, I'm taking here. Here I will take with mixed value. For example, ls2 equals to I'm taking here 2.4, comma 1.5, comma 5, comma 6, comma 7 is well, and comma 9. For example, these few values I have taken. So these are two lists that I have created. Now from this list I want to create one array. From this list I want to create few array. So how we can create array? So for that purpose I'm taking array 1. Here 1 equals to np dot array, and in that it will simply pass the list. The first list is our ls. So AR1 is created. So now if we display it, you can see array is displayed 1, 2, 3, 4. The same values come. Next, if we create another array AR2, so there if we pass nb dot array, within that if we pass our second list, that is ls2, so there also array will be created. So these are my two arrays, but we can see one point that whenever we have used the first array and all with integer value, so the array is also created with the integer value only. But in the second case, when I have used the second list, that is 2.4, 1.5, 2 decimal place and 2 decimal value and few integer value, it has created the array with all decimal value. So also we can check the data type also of the array also. So how we can check? Here ar1 dot d type. So array name dot d type, it will give you which type of data it is holding. Here 2 dot, if we write b type, so there it will give you float value. So it has different version in 32, in 64, depending on the value size element. And here also float 64, float 32. In this way it has also different type of size. So these are the two different types how we can create array. Now that this was one method, there are few more methods are there that also we have to know. So now we'll discuss about the creation of array. Creation of array using arange function. Using arange function. So how we can create, what is the use of arange function, now we'll observe. So suppose I am taking another array variable ar3 equals to, so np dot a range. It's not arrange, it's a range. Just like already we have used the range function in Python, so to generate few numbers within a particular limit. So like the same only this a range function is used. So how we can write a range? For example, here we have to use three parameter or three argument. We have to pass the start value, then your end value or stop value, and then we have to pass the step value. By default, we know that if we give only if you do not provide the step value, it will be by default 1. So if we print now AR3, so here we can see like the normal range function, it has gone from the start to end minus 1, means from 1 to 10 minus 1, 9 it has gone or it has reached, and then step is 1. This is one thing. So let's do with few variation. For example, I'm taking now AR4. There I'm not using any start value. So if we do not provide any start value and uh, any step value, so by default it will start from 0. So by default it will start from 0. If we just simply write 5, so it means that by default start value is 0. Start value 0 and start value 0 to end minus 1. The end value is provided with step 1, with the step positive 1. This is the meaning. So now if we print AR4, so it will be like this, that array 0 1 2 3 4 up to zeros to 4, because we have given the last range, that is 5. So 5 minus 1 4. This is the thing. This is the meaning of or use of a range function. Now again another version of a range, how we can give. So suppose I'm creating AR5. AR5 equals to, if we write np dot a range, np dot a range, if we use here just like if we use here 4 comma, if we use 1 to use up to 12, and then I want to do the step 3, so then same way simply it will start from 4 up to 12 minus 1, that is up to 11, and step 3. So here we can see 4 7 10, so 3 value has came. So these are the different way how we can create use the arrange function. And even another mechanism is there using array, just like we are using any list, predefined list is there. So as well as the same way also we can use this array method or array function numpy np dot array using tuple. So how we can create using tuple, I will see. So for example, suppose t1 tuple I have. For example, tuple I have 1 2 3 4, this 4 value. Simply we can create just like AR6 equal to np dot array, and within that we'll pass the tuple. Now one thing here, suppose whenever we'll create this tuple or if we display, it will be treated like an array. So this is the thing how we can create an array using tuple or list, or also we can define our own range from which an array can be created. Now the next issue is there, since we have we know, now we can see that we can create an array using these different types of these different data types. Now next question is there, how we can create an array using some kind of dictionary or any kind of string. How we can create any dictionary element, or we can convert any dictionary into an array or any string into an array, that we'll see. So first thing is there, just a second. So now we'll see how we can create array. So I'm taking one string st equals to within double quotes. For example, I'm taking one word Asansol, for example, Asansol. So now I want to create an array using this Asansol. So how we can create? So for that purpose, so how we can just another method we have to use here, np dot flow meter. Np dot flow meter we have to use here, and within this we have to pass this string st. Sorry, one mistake is there. Another argument we have to pass here. So what is the another argument? This is st, and there is d type, that is data type we have to pass. So here we'll write in the single quotes u1. This is Unicode character set. So now we can see the array has been created. So how the array is coming? So each element of the string is being divided into every element of the array. So this is way how we can create any string into convert any string into an array. So in the same way, even any quite bigger string also we can convert. So how we can create this? For example, I am taking another string 2. For example, here I am taking our school name only, Asansol North Point School. Now suppose if we want to use this, this is a quite larger string. Now if we want to use only 10 character or any particular number of character from this string, okay, I do not want to use the complete character or all the characters. So next, how we can use that? So for that purpose, I'm just writing here another array AR8, for example. Just again same way, np dot prometer, np dot prometer. Within this we pass our string, that is st2, comma, we have to pass the data type, that is d type equals to just like same Unicode character u1, and then another argument we have to pass here, count, how many character we want to use. Suppose I want to use 12 character. So then what will happen? It will use the 12 characters only, even including space. Just like we can see in between Asansol and North, one space is there. So that space is also coming like one element in the array. So this is the thing how we can create any array using this string. So after this, these are the basic things within the array. So next few operation also and few extra point also we have to know, we have to understand. So what is the next things that we have to know? That how an array is different from a list. It's different from list. So just like a list and array, they are quietly different from each other. How they are different actually? Suppose when we are using a list, l equals to, for example, just a minute. Okay, this I have used l equals to, suppose I am writing 1 comma 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4. Now after that, if we do this type of operation, suppose if we do l into 2, so what it will do, it will simply replicate that particular list. If we write l plus l, so again it will, that type of things, it will merge the element. If we write l plus 2, it cannot do anything, because with a list element we cannot add a integer element. So these are the different operation. On the other hand, if we create any array, or if we create a let me take this one only, for example, using this array 1. So I'm taking this array 1 for our example, and to show how difference is coming, just like array 1 I'm taking and displaying, this is my array. Now if we do the same operation, for example, array 1 into 2, so what we can see, each element of the array will be multiplied by the 2. That means one vectorized operation. Vectorized operation means the operation that will take place on each element of the array. So after that, if we write another thing, that is AR1, for example, plus 2, or AR1, just like AR1 plus AR1, if you write AR1 plus AR1. So what will happen? This each element will be added to the same element. That means each position element will be added to the same position element. That means 1 plus 1 2, 2 plus 2 4, 3 plus 3 6, and 4 plus 4 8 is coming. So this things is thing. So after that, next another thing what we can do, suppose array 1, if we do array 1 plus 2, so what will happen, just like multiply, 2 will be added to each element of the array, 2 will be added to each element of the array. So these are the different between an array and a list. Just like, again I am repeating that array, in array the operation will be taken place as vector. That means whatever operation we are doing, that will be operated on each element of the array. But in case of list, it will be treated on the whole the list. That means it will be treated like a complete block, one block. So these are the major differences. Even the most important difference is there, whenever in a list we can hold different data types, just like at the beginning only that I have shown, that in this list I am holding 2.4, 1.5, then integer value 5, 6, 7, 9. But when I'm just converting this second list into an array, we can see all the elements are being converted into same data type. So that means from here we can say that one array can hold only one thing data type, one single data type. It cannot hold heterogeneous data type. It always hold homogeneous data type. Few more point is there, just like when we are operating on array or list, we can use the index operation. That means for a list, for array, both indexing is possible. So indexing on array, so how we can write that things, just like if we write ar, for example, again I'm just taking which array I will work. So AR1 I'm taking, this is my array, and I'm taking LS, this is my list. Now in this two, list and array, I will do same kind of operation, so that will show the similarity. So if we write AR of 0, so it will display 1. In the same way, if we write ls of 0, so it will display the first element only. Means the indexing is same. From 0 index, it starts 0 to length minus 1. And another thing, in the negative also, it supports the negative indexing also. Just like if we write here 1 of minus 1, so then it will show the last element. On the other hand, if we write ls of minus 1, so then also it will give you the last element of the list. It will give you the last element of the list. That means indexing is more or less same. Then next day we'll discuss about the slicing. Today we're not discussing. I'm just discussing about what are the basic difference between array and a list. So these are the topic, how we can create an array using this list, tuple, and string, using a range function. Few more are there. So this is the way how we can create the array. After creation of array, we'll actually switch to the actual content using the matplotlib, how we can plot the different graphs and plotting. So this is the thing. So let me know if any question is there from the last day topic also, if any question there is, any doubt is there or not. So if any doubt is there, let me know. If any question answer, even a questionnaire is there. Okay, then I'm just ending the session here. Thank you.